Hello everyone and welcome to my brand new series, Nick's Over the Top Rope Wrestling Reviews. Today I'm here to review the March 18th episode of AEW Dynamite, and there's a lot to talk about, guys, so let's get right onto it. As many of you know, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and because of the CDC regulation, the AEW was without a crowd. And for what it's worth, I thought they did an excellent job. The show started off with Cody in the ring, and he was giving a heartfelt speech about what's going on in the world and, how he refuses to, let this hold him back or whatever. And I just thought it was beautifully done because he talked about what's really going on in the world, and then he tied that in to Blood and Guts, which is AEW's next big, I don't know if you call it a pay-per-view, but special event. Let's just call it that. So he tied it into Blood and Guts, telling, which is going to be the Elite, which is Cody, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Hangman Page, and Kenny Omega, versus the Inner Circle, Jericho, Sammy, Santana, Ortiz, and Hager. So Cody said we need to come together as a team, put differences aside that we may have so we can beat the Inner Circle. And, one by one he asked, his teammates that were there to come down to the ring. Remember, there's nobody in the crowd, so first he asked Matt to come down, and Matt says, a few words, and about the condition going on in the world, and then he says something to the Inner Circle. I think it was about what they did to Nick Jackson the previous week when they attacked him, and he was put in the hospital. And then Kenny comes down and says some words, and I just thought it was beautifully done. Each person took the mic and said some words, and then I forget who it was, but one of them asked Hangman to come down. Hangman did finally come down. Of course, he had his favorite beverage in his hand, a beer, and, they basically asked him, are you with us? And Hangman didn't say anything. He just gave a, nod, yep, I'm with you. That was it. Like, he gave a nod, and that was it. And, then he goes to the back, and Cody's like, well, let the show begin, start the pyro, and then the lights come on. Remember, the arena's dark to begin with. And then the lights come on, and, JR's there, and Taz is there on commentary, and Excalibur. It was really, it was very, very well done. Because I was like, are they going to do the whole show, in complete darkness? But I love the way they started the show by Cody having a heartfelt message for the people at home, and I just thought it was very well done. The first match on the card, I believe, was the Lucha Brothers versus Best Friends. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. This was very good. This match was very good. And may I mention that they did something really awesome that I feel that WWE missed out on. They, empty arena shows are really hard, especially with the current condition going on in the world. But what AEW did is they had some of their roster sitting in the crowd, one side with heels, the other side with faces. And it was funny, right before the first match, I think it was Tony Schiavone was interviewing MJF, and he said, I'm not gonna wrestle. I make enough money that is. I'm just gonna stay here with Shawn Spears and bet on each of the matches tonight. I just thought that was hilarious, and it was a very cool way to do everything, because basically the guys were just sitting there all night long betting on each of the matches who was gonna win. I just thought it was just superbly done. You were able to use people that weren't even being able to be in the ring, but they were still a part of the show. The first match, like I said, was an awesome match. It was the Lucha Brothers and Best Friends. The Lucha Brothers pick up the victory after a low blow after the referee is distracted. And then they do that package pile driver, I believe it is. And after the Best Friends lose, they say that, that they want to fight the Lucha Brothers in a parking lot fight next time AEW is on air. I just thought that was beautifully done. I mean, we've never seen a parking lot fight. They're calling it a parking lot fight, so maybe this is something different than a parking lot brawl, but I'm into it because we haven't seen one of these in a long time, and we don't know what's gonna happen. They just said they want to challenge them, the Lucha Bros, to a parking lot fight. I just thought it was beautifully done, and I can't wait to see it. And it was funny because we all know during the match, Best Friends likes to give each other the hug. When Excalibur says, "You gotta give the people what they want." Well, because because of the CDC and what's going on in the world, people can't really come into close contact. So they were about to go for the hug, and then they were like, whoa, wait a minute, we can't hug. So what they did is they bumped elbows. So I just thought that was so cool how they were able to, add that to their gimmick, because of real life situations. It was very well done, and I really enjoyed that. Next up, we had a women's match. I believe it was Penelope Ford versus Riho versus Hikaru Shida versus Chris Statlander. These four women gave it their all. Even though I feel that Penelope Ford needs a little bit of work, I'm thinking that she will be a top ranked contender one of these days. I'm not saying she's bad. There were a few mistakes in that match, just a few by Penelope Ford, but all in all, every woman in this match gave it their all, and it was a solid women's match. I cannot tell you guys how much I enjoy the AEW women's roster. I know a lot of people give them, hate, and a lot of people don't like the women's roster. I absolutely love it. I have my favorites. I love Rio. I love Shida. I love Statlander. I think Statlander is amazing. Shida and Rio are just simply beautiful and amazing. So, for me, it was this match, despite the few botches by Penelope Ford, this match was absolutely solid. It put a smile on my face, and that's what made me real happy was because I'm stuck in the house because of what's going on in the world. So it really put a smile on my face to see these four very beautiful, talented women just knock it out of the park. It was very well done. And I think Shida picked up the victory. Yes, she did. Shida picked up the victory by pinning, I think it was Penelope Ford. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I think Sheeta pinned Penelope Ford. Very well done. And may I say this? I love the little storyline they have going right now between Penelope Ford, Kip Sabian, and Rio. Rio does not like Kip Sabian at all. If you notice, she kept, like, arguing with Kip during the match, and, Kip was, like, trying to trip everyone up to help his girl win. I just thought it was beautifully done, and I really like this whole, little storyline they got going between Penelope, Rio, and Kip. I think it's very well done, and, I don't know what it's gonna lead to, but I'm enjoying watching it, so, that's a good thing. I believe the next match on sorry if I missed these up out of order. I was the Butcher, the Blade, minus the money. The money was not there unfortunately. Versus Jurassic Express minus Marco Stunt. This match was once again amazing. I mean, there was. I had no words. I mean, they were able to put on some incredible matches, minus there not being a full arena. What they did was simply amazing. They literally gave us a wrestling show despite what's going on in the world, and I have to give them nothing but praise. I mean, I really like what they did. This match was very, very good. I really enjoyed the Butcher and the Blade. For some reason, I don't know why, but I absolutely enjoy Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, and I love Marco's son as well. Luchasaurus is a beast, honestly. I mean, some of the stuff he does, like, whoa, bro, how do you do that for a tall guy like Luchasaurus? I mean, he's very agile, and it's really really nice to see. I mean, for a big guy to do the thing that Luchasaurus does, it's simply amazing. I'm just so impressed of what Luchasaurus does, and Jungle Boy is absolutely amazing. I see big things for Jungle Boy in the future. I mean, I really, really do. His match with Chris Jericho a couple months back, that was simply amazing, and I just love the whole trio of Jurassic Express. They really make me happy, and I believe Jurassic Express won this match. Next up was the Dark Order, and the Evil Uno comes out with Stu Grayson, and they talk about they think the Exalted One is near. The Exalted One is here. Meanwhile, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian are in the audience, and they've heard enough. They're like, no, there is no Exalted One. You're lying. We're tired of this. We think you're the Exalted One, Evil Uno. And he's like, Christopher Daniels is like, you have no one to show us. You are the Exalted One, Evil Uno. And all of a sudden on the Titantron, this weird video, and all of a sudden you hear this, disguised voice, how it's like real deep, how they do on news programs to disguise your voice. So it's real deep, right? And he's saying stuff, and as he says stuff, as this voice says stuff, it starts transitioning into his normal speaking voice. And then you see a very tall silhouette come into focus, and he's wearing a hoodie, he's wearing a hood, or a cloak with a hood. He pulls back the hood and it reveals the debut of Brody Lee, aka Luke Harper from WWE. I just thought that was simply amazing, and he's talking about Christopher Daniels. You're not the first old man to not believe in me, but I'm gonna make sure that you know who I am, or something like that. He gave a great promo. I don't remember exactly what was said, but I love that jab and that dig at Vince. You're not the first old man to not believe in me, because we know Vince did not, believe in Luke Harper or Brody Lee now, if you will. So I just thought that was very well done. The lights go out for like 2 seconds. They come back on. Christopher Daniels is still staring at the Tron, and we see Brody Lee is behind him, and he just gives him a big boot. He's like, pop! I mean, this boot knocked Christopher Daniels on his ass. I mean, it was a hell of a big boot, let me tell you that. And then Brody picks him up, and what I thought was going to be a Sister Abigail, because he had him in the same position as the Sister Abigail maneuver, but then he twists that into a lariat, and I've never seen such a good lariat. This man nearly took off Christopher Daniels' head. I kid you not. I mean, it was that powerful. I mean, I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. This is amazing. And I just thought it was very, very well done. The debut of Brody Lee. Now we know who the Exalted One is. I thought it was very, very well done. It just disappoints me that there was no crowd in the audience. I wish we could have heard that big pop for him when he debuted in AEW. But I love how AEW, even though there was no crowd, even though there's a situation in the world, they were just like, screw it. We're going to continue storylines. We're going to make sure the people at home are entertained. And we're going to do it in a very, very good way. And I believe they did that. And I believe before the main event was a promo by Jake the Snake Roberts. And I have to admit, Jake has been giving some of his best promos. I mean, they're very dark and straight to the point. And, this was towards Cody, and he said, we, talking about him and Lance Archer, gave you a chance to come to it like a man. But you never did. You just looked at other and turned your back or whatever he said. So we're gonna make you notice us, and we're gonna make sure that you notice us. And I just thought his promo was very well done. I'm so happy to see that AEW is using these legends the way they should be used. Not as a joke, but as what they are. Legends in the business who are very good on the mic. And they have still got something to offer this business. In my opinion, I don't think that WWE uses legends correctly. That's just my opinion. But I believe what AEW is doing, I love what they do when they bring in an old school legend. I just think it's beautifully done. And then they showed this video package for Lance Archer. It was like, a hype video, basically is what they call it. So it's like in the woods, and then there's this makeshift ring with all these like just random hillbilly wrestlers that look like country boy wrestlers or whatever. And Lance Archer just beating them up left and right, and Jake the Snake is just sitting in a rocking chair, just rocking back and forth, just watching Archer just annihilate these people, and I'm like, oh my god, this is such a great way to introduce Archer to the people to the fans, to the casual fans that don't know him that well. Uh, and the last dude that Archer took out, with this redhead, and he like picks him up and slams him into the head of the car. I was like, god damn, this was an awesome hype video. I absolutely loved it. I just thought it was very, very well done. I mean, just simply outstanding. The last match of the night was a tag team match between the Elite and the Inner Circle, and the winner gets the advantage going into Blood and Guts. I believe it was I believe it was a 6-man tag. It was Cody, Hangman Page, and Matt Jackson versus Hager, Santana, and Ortiz. Winner gets the advantage going into Blood and Guts. This match was 30 minutes long, but I absolutely enjoyed it. I mean, a lot of people are thinking some people are thinking that AEW had too many 6-man tags. But I don't think so. I mean, I love the 6-man tag. I know some people don't. Some people do. That's their prerogative. But I just think that what AEW did on the 18th of March was simply amazing. And at the end of the match, we saw the Inner Circle pick up the victory. May I say that Sammy Guevara made me laugh my ass off. So, since there was no crowd in attendance when Jericho came out, because Jericho came out to do commentary. And may I say, I just love Chris Jericho whenever he's on commentary or on the mic. He is just on fire, simply amazing. But anyway, then there was nobody in the crowd, nobody in attendance to sing Judas. Sammy grabbed the microphone and starts singing Judas while Jericho walking out, and then I think it was MJF started singing with him. Like, it was just very well done. Even though Sammy was way off key, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I know they were just trying to entertain them, and they did that. They really did do that. This show was simply amazing. And after the last match, I thought, okay, that's it. And Jericho got on the mic again, and he started rambling how, like, the Inner Circle had the advantage going into the Blood and Guts match, and how the Elite is one member down because Nick Jackson, is out indefinitely. And Matt gets on the microphone and he's like, oh, no, we're not one man down, Jericho. You see, I made a call. Somebody owed me a favor. So I cashed in that favor. And Jericho's looking like, what the hell? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you hear the buzzing noise, and me sitting at home, I'm like thinking, are they having an audio problem? What the hell is going on? And then the camera zoomed in, and you see this drone flying down from the balcony into the ring, and it stops in the middle of the ring. And then you hear the piano, and with the very familiar tune, and the camera pans up to the balcony, and there he is, broken Matt Hardy. Not woken, broken Matt Hardy. And he's standing there, and he's like, with his arms all stretched out and that goofy smile on his face. And then he starts, saying delete, delete, delete like he normally does. I mean, I freaking lost my mind when I saw that. I basically, almost jumped out of my wheelchair because I was so glad. I'm like, oh my god. I mean, I kind of knew he was going to AEW, but to know that they still wanted to debut him without a crowd, I mean, it blew my mind. I mean, just to know that Matt Hardy is now in AEW is simply amazing. Or as Matt Hardy would say, simply wonderful. And I just thought AEW did an awesome job with the restrictions that they had. They put on a great show. They put on a dynamite show, no pun intended. This was the way to put on a show. This shows you that audience or no audience, you can still have a decent, a awesome wrestling show. An amazing wrestling show. This should show WWE, you don't need to show us an hour of the Royal Rumble. You can still put on a good show. And that's what AEW did, and I am so proud. I am so proud of All Elite Wrestling. I am so proud of everyone on the roster who came together and put on a freaking awesome wrestling show. Now, I don't know if they'll be on next week. They're kind of playing it by ear. But I'm hoping they'll be on next week because this was just simply amazing. Everything was beautifully done. The two debuts, Brody Lee and Matt Hardy, it just blows my mind. Because AEW's only been around a couple months. But the show that they did last night was like, oh my lord. They basically trampled anything WWE had done during this global pandemic, in my opinion. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from the WWE diehards. Why, you can't say that. Give them a chance. Their hands are tied. Your hands aren't tied. All you have to do is put effort into your shows and you can make it entertaining, as you saw with AEW. But anyway, that was AEW Dynamite. I absolutely loved it. After we saw Matt Hardy in the balcony, and he was saying delete, 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 they went off there. It was just simply amazing, beautifully done, and I cannot wait to see what they have next week. Now, this was my first wrestling review ever, so if you guys enjoyed this, please comment down below, like this video, and I would really appreciate the feedback, and I would also like to hear what you thought of AEW Dynamite. Thank you for joining me for next Over the Top Rope Wrestling reviews, and I will see you next time.